Guys, it's Debbie with Cooking with Driftwood and Shine. We're coming on now and we're gonna make steak fingers, fried steak fingers. Welcome to my kitchen, by the way. All right, we're gonna prepare our meat. This is just a big piece of strip steak, not New York strip steak, just steak. We're just gonna cut it in pieces, workable pieces. Just like that. And that's just a little piece. I cut off all the fat, or most of the fat. And now what we're gonna do, okay guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take us a Ziploc bag, put this piece of steak in there. We can go ahead and put the little piece too, because it needs to be done too. I'm leaving it open. That's not gonna hurt anything. Then we're gonna take a mallet, guys, and we're gonna beat this steak. It's called paillard. I don't know if I even say that right, but we're just gonna beat it and flatten it out some, and it's making it tender and making it thinner. This steak tends to be a little tough. You know, if you just like grill it or something, you'd probably have to let it marinate for quite a while, but we use it for our steak fingers. And they are so good. And if you'll notice, sometimes I take just the edge of my mallet, and I'll hit it in the edge, and that way it tears up those tendons, like it'll tear those tendons that are in there. Okay, now let's turn it over. Do the same thing to this side. We don't want it cubed up necessarily, but we want it tender. Okay? Now, you take it out, and you literally just make fingers. You want just thin fingers. You're going to put them in that grease, and they are going to cook really, really fast when we get ready to cook them. And you can cut them in two if you don't want real long steak fingers, if your steak does get long like this. But you don't have to. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to go finish the rest of the steak, and then we'll be back. All right. Hey guys, I'm back. We're fixing to put, I like to have buttermilk to soak my steak strips. I've got all the steak strips cut up. I like to have buttermilk, but I don't have any buttermilk right now. So what we're gonna do, I've got 1.5 cups of milk, regular milk. And then I have vinegar in this spray bottle. You can take a tablespoon of vinegar and put it in your milk, and then since we got a little bit more, I'm going to put about half of that in there. And then stir it up. And that forms buttermilk. Okay. Once it has time to sit a little while, we'll be back. All right. Okay, guys, now we're going to put our milk on our meat and just let it sit. And this will keep it moist so that when we put it in our flour mixture, the breading will stick to it, okay? So we're just gonna put it in there and then stir it around. And the reason I like to use buttermilk with my beef, guys, is just simply for the fact it'll help tenderize it a little bit. Now, when we do powered chicken and powered pork chops, powered pork, I don't do the the buttermilk on them. I just use milk and egg. And we're just gonna let it sit until I'm ready to bread it, okay? All right, we'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back, it's Debbie. We're just gonna come back now and finish our steak fingers. You know, we have them soaking in our buttermilk. I've got a little pan or a little dish of self-rising flour. Guys, I always use self-rising flour, and you know I'm a Martha White girl. I love my Martha White. You don't have to use self-rising when you're flouring something. I don't know. I just always have. Mama always did, so I always do. Okay? We're going to put salt in our flour quite a bit. And then we're going to also salt our steak. And we're going to black pepper our flour and our steak. just stir that up where we just put that in there. I've got my grease getting hot. We're going to stir this around. And guys, this is not going to take long at all. Okay, we have a pan here, or dish, that we're going to put some paper towel in. Because we want it to soak up the grease. You remember we cut them thin and little and we beat them. So therefore they're not going to take real long, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put our paper towel in there and have it ready. Now we're just going to take the steak, put it in the flour mixture. Then we're going to put our top on it because we don't want a big mess. Then we're just going to shake it up. Get it all covered. And then guys, what you can do now is go ahead and I'm going to use my fingers in this now. Make sure this is separated out good. Because we do have it, you know, in the buttermilk, so therefore it's good and moist. I'm gonna just put my fingers up here that's got, you know, good flour on them. Now, you notice I'm shaking them off, because if you don't, you'll have burned on the bottom of your grease. That's a kind of long one. Guys, these things are so good because you don't fry them very long. You just let them get a little brown. And then you take them up and they'll just be just right. Just right. Went ahead and getting these all up. Let me put one in here and just see if it's... It can get just a little bit hotter, just a little bit, not much. Okay, there's all those steak fingers. Now you get some more out and put them in there. Okay, they're frying good now, so go ahead and put my steak fingers in here. You don't want to put a ton of them in there, guys, because you want them to fry. You don't want them to boil, for sure. Just kind of watch the bottom of your pan and kind of just make sure you got the bottom of your pan covered, and then that's plenty. You have to work kind of fast once you start cooking them because they don't take long. That's why I went ahead and prepared the rest of supper and left this and the biscuits at the end because, hey, you can watch them cook and then you don't have to worry about, you know, burning them or whatever. We'll have probably 4 or 5 good cookings, guys. This will be a lot of steak fingers with that little piece of steak. And guys, I'd already opened it, but I really don't think I paid but about $3 or $4 for it, $5 at the most. And you can feed an army of probably, an army. You can feed a family of 4 or 5, maybe even 6, because it makes a lot. And they're starting to get brown. Keep them turning. I'm going to put my pan right up here so I can take them up in it when they get ready. And I have my grease on about 8 because I do want them to fry fairly fast. I mean, like I said, we don't want to burn them, but, I mean, they're cut so thin, we don't want to cook them long either because then they won't be tender. Now Jeff, he likes his real cooked a lot, so we might have to like cook his a little extra. But you'll see them start floating, guys, in here. And when they start floating, I always kind of just turn them one more time. You just don't want them to stay long, though. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and take them up because they're floating. And I'll show them to you once I get these up and get some more on. They are so good, guys, so good. But that's why you go ahead and have everything else prepared before you start cooking your steak fingers, because they'll get away from you in a heartbeat because it just don't take them long. Just don't take them long. Okay, guys, y'all saw how the first ones went. I'm going to go ahead and finish all these steak fingers, and then I'll come back, okay? And, well, let me show you these right quick, how pretty and how brown you want them. Look, aren't they gorgeous? Anyhow, I'm going to go finish cooking, and I'll be back. Hey guys, it's Debbie. I'm back. We have our steak fingers all cooked up. Look how many it cooked, guys. It's going to be so good. And they're so tender done like this. Just don't let them cook too long. That way it don't, make them hard. Okay? Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back to my kitchen soon. Okay. Love you.